Hi everyone, today we are going to talk about Cramer's rule. Cramer's rule is another method to solve system of linear equation. Cramer's rule uses determinants to solve system of linear equations, but then what is a determinant? Determinant is a special value for a matrix. Then what is a matrix? Matrix is a rectangular array of numbers. For example, this is a matrix. Why it is a rectangular array of numbers? Because we can identify columns and rows. For example, the first column is 2 and 1, and the second one is -3 and 5. And the rows, the first one is 2 and -3, and the second one is 1 and 5. That's why it's a rectangular array of numbers. Okay, but if this is a matrix and the determinant is a value of the matrix, how can we find the determinant, or how can we evaluate the determinant of the matrix? We can evaluate the determinant of any matrix by this formula. In this formula, as you can see, we have to multiply the diagonals. The first diagonal, or the main diagonal, it's A and D. Then we have to multiply A and D. And then we have to subtract, it's always subtract with the second diagonal. And the second diagonal is B and C. Then to evaluate the determinant of any matrix is subtract the multiplication of the diagonals. Okay, I'm going to provide an example, of course. Then let's evaluate this determinant. In this case, to evaluate the determinant following the formula above, we have to multiply the first diagonal, and the first diagonal is 2 and 5. Then we have to multiply that numbers. Then 2 times 5. Okay, remember that I said it's always minus. Okay, it's always a subtraction between the diagonals. Then 2 times 5 minus the second diagonal is -3 times 1. Now, just operations. 2 times 5, of course, is 10 minus, okay, remember that it always is minus, and the second diagonal multiplication is -3 times 1, that's -3. Remember, always respect the signs of the numbers inside of the matrix. Now, let's continue the operation. 10 minus -3, of course, is going to be positive 13. Second example, let's check the second example. It's a different matrix, but the formula of the strategy is exactly the same. Then let's find the determinant, or evaluate the determinant for this matrix. We have to multiply the first diagonal. The first diagonal is 3 and 4. Then let's multiply 3 times 4. It's always minus. And the second diagonal is -1 and -5. Then let's multiply -1 times -5. Okay, operations. 3 times 4 is 12 minus -1 times -5 is positive 5. Okay, now we have a subtraction. Then 12 minus 5, it's 7. Okay. Also, we can analyze this kind of exercises when the situation is asking us to solve the addition between two matrices. Okay, in this case, we have to find each determinant as we did with the two first examples. Then the first diagonal, the first matrix we find already is 13. That's the determinant, and for the second one, it's 7. Then 13 plus 7 is 20. Then the addition of the determinant of these two matrices is, of course, 20. Okay, this is pretty simple. This is the way that you can find the determinant of a matrix. Okay, remember that we are talking about Cramer's rule. Cramer's rule uses determinants to find or to solve a system of linear equation. But first, of course, we have to practice a little bit more. How can we find determinants? Okay, then I'm gonna provide these exercises to practice. As you can see, I provide some exercises. The red numbers that you can see there is the answer. Then you can compare, you can follow the process, follow the formula, and compare your answer with the answer that I provide in this case. Okay, then you can compare your answers and you can understand better, I think. The second part of the exercise said, give an example of a matrix 2 by 2 whose determinant is -9. In this case, I want you to propose a matrix, okay, a matrix 2 by 2. What does it mean 2 by 2? That means that it's two columns and two rows, okay, that you have to create your matrix 2 by 2, but that matrix has a condition. The determinant must be -9, okay? Then let's practice because this is very important to the next video, because in the next video I'm going to explain you the Cramer's rule. Remember, Cramer's rule, it use determinants to solve system of linear equation. Then first we have to understand how can we evaluate determinants. Thank you.